about time. It occurred to me this morning on the way to the airport, so it's an experiment in how much I can say in this time and whether I could have prepared the talk in time. My first inkling that I might have a future in journalism was exactly half my life ago. In my third year physics class, I had to write a popular essay. I wrote one about the arrow of time. Why time seems to flow in the direction that it does. We don't know very much. I had a friend at the time who was a very brilliant theoretical physicist, David Deutsch, who was also one of the chief proponents of the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. It's a crazy theorem. He said it was the only one that made sense. The many worlds interpretation says that at every moment in time the universe is bifurcating, and it splits into multiple universes, and each reality continues in its own way. The reason that David said that many worlds made sense is that it is the only interpretation of quantum mechanics in which the paradox of time travel does not arise. If you go back from the future and try to kill your younger self, your older self will not disappear because you simply go into a new branch of the multiverse. Your old branch that you came from continues as a separate thing. My partner and I watch a show called Continuum on Netflix. It is about a cop who travels back in time and is trying to get back to the time that she came from. The cool thing about the show is that it leaves open whether the many worlds interpretation is true, because if it is, she will never be able to go back. We watch Continuum at night before we go to bed, not because we like sci-fi, although we do, but because we know that it gives us a very specific 45-minute block before bedtime. I'm going to submit that the role of media that we are all playing in these days is to find out what are those blocks of time that everybody has in their lives and how they divide them up and how we can fit into them more and more precisely. Human beings have a reaction time typically around 215 milliseconds. However, a drummer can keep to a beat to within 10 to 20 milliseconds, much more accurately. We don't really know why this is. The research that scientists have done about human time perception, however, reveals some interesting things. If you look into a mirror and move your gaze from your right eye to your left eye, you don't see your eyeballs move. That movement is called a saccade, and the reason you don't perceive it is that apparently your brain contracts time during saccades. It doesn't register time in the same way. We also know that when you're afraid, time seems to slow down. Researchers have studied this and they found out that it's not that you perceive time more slowly, but your brain lays down memories more densely, so after the fact, it feels to you as if more time passed. How small can we dice time? Well, the shortest time in the universe is called the Planck time. It's about 5 times 10 to the minus 44 seconds. It's the time that it takes light to travel the Planck length, which is the shortest possible distance. The universe is inherently grainy. What is the longest time we can imagine? Well, we don't know. The universe is about 13.8 billion years old. Theory says that it's never going to collapse, so time really carries on forever. There is no end to this time. I've forgotten what I was going to say in this slide. Part of the problem of doing a talk this way is that I have no visual cues. All I have to go on is time. I'm close to forgetting what I was going to say in the next slide as well, so I'm just going to take a step direction. You may have noticed that the numbers are getting bigger. As time winds down, we are running out of time. I remembered what I was going to say, but it's probably too late. What I was going to say is that I keep on going back and forth in my life trying to figure out what I could have done differently. I am myself a multiverse. I am a many worlds interpretation. I'm trying to figure out all the possible paths my life could have taken. And I can't get to the other ones. I don't have time. That's something we use all the time. We say it all the time. And it's not true because we all have time. In fact, time is the only thing that we all have exactly the same amount of in each day. We don't know how long we'll live, but right now we all have exactly the same amount of time. Once when I said to somebody, I don't have time to do something, he said, no, it's not that you don't have time. You can't make time, he said. And that's true. We choose to make time. But I thought about that and I thought, well, actually, no. We don't make time. What we do is we choose how to allocate our time. So I said to myself that the next time I feel like telling someone that I don't have time, I will say, maybe not to them, but at least to myself, no, I choose not to make time. This was a decision. Only by taking agency, taking decisions over our time, do we control time instead of letting it control us. Thank you.